All right. Welcome to the inaugural flight of the Killah Cortez show. We're going to be interviewing guests and talking to them about music, philosophy, life, and everything in between. Today's guest is Stephanie Hatzinikolis. She's an up-and-coming indie pop singer-songwriter with a penchant for writing infectious tunes and relatable narratives. We just got done recording an EP over at New Monkey Studio, and we're about to drop the third single this coming Friday by the time this podcast comes out. So definitely go check that out. The link will be in the description below. And yeah, enjoy this interview with Stephanie Hatzinikolis. Marcus Aurelius says, "Love the humble art you have learned and take rest in it. Pass through the remainder of your days as one who wholeheartedly entrusts all possessions to the gods, making yourself neither a tyrant nor a slave to any person." How do you interpret that?
Wow. Hitting me hard early. I think to me, the first impression I get from that is to kind of go about whatever passion you have in life with a sense of balance and without a sense of entitlement to use that power for anything other than the purity that it stands for. So I don't know. I think that's, to me, it's just about balance and not manipulating it to your advantage, I think.
To go with the flow.
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you. That was the first quote, the first second of the Killah Cortez show.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What's up?
What was the last thing you listened to?
The new Ty Segall record, it just came out like a couple days ago, and I'm actually worried about his mental health. It's like very beautiful, like Bee Gees / Beatles harmonies on the top, but then these like really, really hard to listen to but what's the word? Not distorted, but just very clashing chords underneath. So
cool. Recommended first track to listen to off of that?
The whole thing, front to back, I would say. But if you had to pick one, I really like the song Over. That one's really cool.
Okay. Like that.
Yeah.
I haven't listened yet, so I'm definitely going to check that out.
Yeah, it's good.
So I read that, so you're born in the Bay Area.
Yes.
Grew up in Spokane.
Mm-hmm.
And, but in conversations, you said you lived kind of all over the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like growing up?
Oh man, I had, it was just like everything, like every setting you could possibly live in, I've lived in. So whether it be like the suburbs or literally living on a farm or living in the city, I've kind of done it all. So I've just never really felt like I had a strong, like, oh, this is home sense. So I just feel like I'm a little bit like a hybrid of all of those environments. So I really resonate, partly with the country and partly with, the city life. And so.
Least favorite place to live?
Sorry, Indiana, but it was.
Wow.
Romney, Indiana.
What was wrong with Indiana?
It was just really humid. It was really like, even at nighttime, you would go outside and you feel like you just felt like you couldn't breathe. It was just that humid. But
favorite place to live?
Probably LA. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
California forever.
I have to take that back. I think my favorite place, honestly, was Spokane, because that's where I like really grew up and really just formed into the human that I am.
Cool.
But LA has been really fun. I've been here down here for like 9 years now, so
right,
it's been cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I read in some other interview that you like to go to record stores and dig for music back when there was record stores.
Yeah.
So like
they're coming back.
Yeah, they're coming back. What was your best like record store find?
Ooh. I know this is probably a cop-out to all the fans who know that I love Elliott, but his self-titled, I found his self-titled, and it was it was an awesome find. And that was actually here in San Pedro. So that was a pretty cool one. This is a very obscure band, probably for everyone, but there was this band called Spanky and Argane, and I loved that group.
Spanky, what kind of music?
It was like Jefferson Starship kind of vibe, just very, very much, that hippie era. And
sounds like you have to be high to listen to that.
Yeah, you should definitely be high. No, it's good either way, sober or not. But that was probably like another cool find that I found. I was like, oh yeah, this band's awesome. So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just knowing you, I know big influence Elliott.
Yeah.
Big influences Sufjan.
Mm-hmm.
Big influence Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask, as a fellow Beatle nut,
Yeah.
what is your favorite Beatles song? If you had to pick one.
The first one that pops into my head is from the White Album, Long, Long, Long. That one.
Long, Long, Long. Okay.
That one, I don't know if it was written by George Harrison, but it wasn't one of their more popular ones. But that one.
Yeah, do you know? Sing it for me.
It's been a long, long, long time.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Now I'm so happy I found you. I'm pretty sure it's the White Album. Maybe it's like a B-side.
Yeah, I don't know offhand. So I grew up on the Beatles, and every Sunday was breakfast with the Beatles with me and my pops.
Oh, that's special.
Yeah, I don't feel too familiar with that one, but okay, now I gotta do some digging.
Oh shoot!
I felt pretty familiar. I thought I was prepared for that question.
No.
No, that's amazing. I love it. What would be a second favorite Beatles song?
I think it's from Revolver. It's the I'm Only Sleeping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Classic.
That one is so freaking cool to me. I could listen to that one on repeat. It just doesn't get old.
John sounds so lazy in that song.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I know it sounds like such a freaking like cop out answer, but like all their music is just gold. It's so good.
Yeah. Favorite Beatle?
Probably George.
Why George?
I like the quiet people. Those are my people. So I don't know. I just always, I really obviously appreciate the songwriting of Lennon and McCartney, but there's also there's always just something to that person who's, the quiet one in the room. And it always makes me wonder, like, what is it that they have up their sleeve, or what is it that they're not sharing right now? And those are the people I'm like, I want to get to know that person.
George Carlin has this great bit on like the quiet person in the room.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
He's like, somebody walks in and is like, I'm going to kill the next motherfucker that walks through this door. And there's a quiet person in the corner. He's like, who you going to watch?
That's such a good bit. Carlin's the man.
So I might have heard this in another interview, that you struggle with anxiety and chronic depression your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to a listener that's been going through the same thing? And what has helped you on your path to just like, stabilize and get things going forward for yourself?
It's a good question. There have been a lot of things, but I would say the quickest way to feeling better is just literally forcing yourself to like do the things that, whether you used to love or things that you do love. I think we've talked about this a couple of times, but I'm sorry, scratch that part. But I've really I've learned a lot from books and TED Talks and other people who have struggled. So it's kind of led me to having this morning routine where I journal every morning. I'll write 3 things that I'm grateful for. I'll do a meditation. That's helped so much, just to kind of be present with, what's happening. And that alone, the meditation, has helped me to really see thoughts and emotions more for like what they are, and then just not have to wear them as your armor so much.
Oh, your thoughts and emotions.
Exactly. So I think just a combination of, self-improvement acts. And I think a huge one is just really taking care of yourself, and the whole bit about eating well and, getting some exercise and sleeping well. Like, I wasn't doing any of those things before. So once I really started to, just take all these things and put them together, it just kind of, you just start to feel better. And then when you inevitably have those spells of, depressive thoughts or just high anxiety, you still feel it. You still struggle. Like it sucks. Like it's always going to happen. But I think when you practice more and more self-love, it just gets, you just learn the tools to how to bear it a little better. And so it's not that it gets easier per se. It just seems like the time that you're in it, it doesn't feel like your whole world's going to end as much. So,
right.
But yeah.
Do you have any particular book or TED Talk or YouTube video that you felt like was a turning point or something? Or anything you'd recommend?
There's a lot of those. The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron was a huge one for me. That was where I got the morning pages from. My friend had recommended the Headspace app for meditation. It's like guided meditation. So if you're new to that, that was huge for me because I didn't know how to sit still for 2 seconds without, letting thoughts overrule everything. So that's a really cool app that I like. As far as the YouTube or like TED Talk stuff, I mean, I just kind of would go down the rabbit hole, and honestly, anything about, self-improvement or, how to be happy or how to find your purpose and stuff like that. I would just start there. And if there were books recommended from those, then I'd go check those out, so it's just kind of this cycle of knowledge. But I think we talked about like sometimes the act of going down that rabbit hole can also be like a crutch. So, just make sure you're still living your life and not just like trying to study yourself the whole time. So,
right.
But yeah.
So I heard that your mom is a huge fan of your work. What is your most embarrassing mom story of her sharing your music or putting you on the spot?
Oh my gosh. That's a good question. Well, she just, it's just kind of this general, like, I'll call her usually like once a week and inevitably she'll be like, oh, I gave your information out to some stranger. Like, thanks, Mom. Like, so it's just, there's not really like one that shines above the rest, but it's just like, I'm like, Mom, I love you. Thank you so much for sharing the music. I'm so grateful. But it's just like, I'll actually have some people hit me up on like IG.
People reached out to you?
They're like, your mom's super
your
cool.
Mom sent me.
And I'm like,
anyone cool? Anyone surprising?
Not really surprising, but there were just a couple like, and no offense to the guys, but I was just like, I'm like, Mom, do you know who this guy is? Like I don't know,
Oh
so I just, God bless her. But
shout out to Mom. Getting the word
shout
out.
Mom.
Getting the word out.
She's my number one
Who
advocate.
needs TikTok when you have Mom?
Oh my gosh. She beats all of it. So yeah, for me.
So I asked you to make a list of 15 songs. So of course it's Killah Cortez project, Killah Cortez show. I'm going to be interweaving my songs to the Apocalypse playlist. And so normally I had chosen like 33 songs. And so I think the new twist on it now is going to be, I'm going to do 15. I'm going to play 3 from you. And then I wanted to get your selection of 15 songs to mix in.
Nice.
So give me some of the highlights. What do you got for us?
Oh,
she's pulling open the list.
I was prepared.
For the listener
sort
who
of.
can't see.
So my first 10, so you told me to choose 10 that were like my go-to songs or like tried and true songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you told me to choose 5 that I'm just kind of listening to right now that I'm excited about. So I can start with the 10 if you want, or
I just give me the highlights. What get people excited?
Ooh.
What are they going to hear from Stephanie Hatzinikolis?
You said it right. Yay. Well, I don't want to be that person, but there's always Elliott in there. I added Mr. Blue Sky, ELO. That's always a good one for me. Carrying is Creepy by the Shins. That one is just like high school on anthem. Beck's Go It Alone, Radiohead Pyramid Song. Pyramid Song was one I used to gig with in Spokane. That was
nice.
that was always like a really fun one to play because the people that knew it were like always so excited, and the ones that didn't know, they're like, oh, this is a pretty cool mellow song, but like, so it was kind of I don't know what I'm trying to say. I have that Beatles song that we talked about, the long, long, long.
Long, long, long.
I've, like everyone else, I've been into the Stranger Things, and so I've been listening to the Motley Crue Shout at the Devil. That one has just been like, I've been so obsessed with that song lately. It's so fun. And there's also this band, I don't know if you've listened to them, but Lucius, the two ladies, and their recent record, Second Nature, I think is what it's called. There's this a cappella intro song, and it just gives me goosebumps every time. And then it comes in, with the full band, but it's called 24. That
Cool.
song is so sick.
Yeah, we have a friend of the pod. Shout out to P. Fred, who plays in Lucius's band.
Oh, hey, shout out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So good. Such a good record.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to listen. So yeah, for anyone listening, I think the idea is going to be, I'm going to put like 6 to 10 songs interweave through this show. And then at the end, I'll put the entire playlist so that you can stream, and then you can always go find the playlist. Okay. So it is absolutely no secret that your favorite TV show of all time is The Office, as you're holding your Dunder Mifflin pillow.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the question.
Yes.
If you could have dinner with one character from The Office, who would it be and where would you go?
Oh my God. That is a great question. I think it would have to be Michael Scott. I just have so many questions. I think we would probably have to go to that same Italian restaurant so I can order the gabagool. But yeah, I mean,
if you could have a tag along, who would Michael bring?
Oh God, probably Toby.
Toby. Wow, you just want to see the dynamic in real life.
I just want to experience the shit, like the hate.
That dinner is gonna be like 1 minute. They might not even get to the dinner.
I just want to see him like just.
You're just gonna have dinner with Toby.
Yeah. That might be true, but yeah. I think that dynamic would be really hilarious.
Love it.
Yeah.
If you were a character from The Office, who would you be?
Ooh. Probably Kelly. Just always like just in the middle of a bunch of drama and just No, I don't know. For real, I feel like I would be I almost feel like I'd be like Oscar, just always like rolling my eyes at everyone, just like, you idiot. Like
Oscar.
I don't know. Just he was the hardest one when they filmed everything. He was like, if they could make him break, if they could make him laugh, it was like a win for everyone, and they would celebrate. So, so I feel like I could probably relate to that.
I love it. So yeah, Kelly, she was a writer on the show, right? What's her real name?
Mindy.
I'm blanking on it.
Mindy Kaling. I'm not quite sure how to say her last name. But.
Apologies to the listeners who love The Office. So, great writer of The Office. You are a great writer as well.
Thank you.
Making amazing music. Let's talk about your latest project.
Sure.
You have an EP coming out.
Yes, sir. It's been a very, very passionate project. Really, really excited to share this. We have our third single coming out at the end of this week, actually, on the 29th of July. And you were our amazing producer. And
yeah, which, by the way, I'm acting as if I know nothing about this, but I know everything about this. But keep going for the listener.
Like Greg here has, he really helped bring these songs to life. So I guess if we back up a bit, mm-hmm. I had a bunch of little voice memos on my phone and just some ideas recorded at home. And I think it was 2021, early on, we decided, like, I really wanted to do a full EP with Greg, and Greg was gracious enough to be like, yes, let's do this. And I was so excited. I've wanted to work with Greg for so long. We had just done our first single together.
Greg is my alternate name, by the way.
Oh, Killah Cortez. Sorry, the Killah. But long story short, we wrote about 40 different song ideas last July 2021. And we narrowed it down to our favorite 6. And those 6 are the ones that are going to be on this upcoming EP that comes out.
Do we have a title for that already?
It's either going to be Mockingbird Days or Mockingbird. I think I'm leaning towards the Mockingbird Days, but
I dig it.
But yeah, where we live and all around LA, there's mockingbirds, and we never had
It's
that.
mocking us.
Yeah, they're always mocking us. But to me, it just kind of, I don't know. It's not like I got obsessed with them, but I'm really fascinated that they can remember up to 200 little sounds. And so every time I hear one, I just stop and I'm like, that is so cool.
Mockingbirds can remember 200 sounds?
Up to 200, yeah.
I can't even remember what I had for breakfast.
Dude, it's like, so when like other birds are like, oh yeah, we got this song, the mockingbird's like, I got 200. Like,
wow.
But I think that's like their max, like what they can remember in their lifetime. But but they just fascinate me, and I think that they just kind of became this symbol for this period, especially like the past 2 years with COVID. And I know that a lot of artists are saying like whatever projects come out now are just kind of, inadvertently called their COVID album. So this is kind of the COVID album or the COVID EP for us. But
sure.
But yeah, there's a lot of love that we put into this, and I'm super proud of it. And yeah, I don't know if that answered the question.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is your first EP in how long?
8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back on the scene.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And you've been doing interviews, and you just did a live interview yesterday. How's that all been?
It's been a learning curve for me, for sure. I just played for the first time since like 2018 in front of strangers. So, obviously besides recording, but actually just playing for people, it was really cool to be back in that headspace.
Yep.
But the interviews, man, I gotta be honest, like this one's super cool. Don't get me wrong. I love this, but the other ones, man, I just feel so nervous, and I just say way too much. Like I just go off the deep end, and I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have said that. So I get a little too meta about it, but
sure.
But yeah.
So we recorded a bunch of this EP here where we're recording podcast or show, whatever you want to call it. We did a bunch at New Monkey Studio. Tell me about that. How was that experience?
Oh my gosh. It's one of my highlights of not just my career, but my life. For those who don't know, New Monkey was Elliott's studio before he passed. And
Elliott Smith,
yeah. And he's just been such an icon, just an iconic songwriter and just music hero of mine. And so to actually not just be in his studio, but then to record there and to write and to work with Greg, Killah Cortez, it was an absolute joy. And I'm still honestly, I'm still just kind of, it hasn't hit me still. You know what I mean? I'm still processing it. I'm one of those people that I don't process things till after they happen. And I'll definitely cherish that chapter for sure the rest of my life.
Amazing. So what song do we have coming up next? Tell us a little bit about it.
So the next one is called One More Time.
One More Time.
Not the Daft Punk. I think that was Daft Punk. I don't remember. Yeah. But One More Time is kind of like the first mellow one that we're going to be putting out. And it's actually going to be the closer of the EP. So it's not quite in order. But One More Time is basically just about realizing you're in a toxic friendship or a toxic relationship, however you want to view it. And just kind of, the song is just about realizing it and just kind of saying it out loud. And the song itself has this crazy guitar bridge solo, and in my mind, that solo is kind of like if it were a conversation. The character who has the realization is the singer, and the toxic friend is the guitar solo. So to me, that was kind of like not a call and response, but it was a way for me to kind of make sense of this song and how it kind of came about. And then I like to leave things up to the audience to decide, like, how does it end? Will the person who's in this relationship or friendship, will they continue, enabling this, or will they, say enough? So it just kind of leave it up in the air. But this one was really cool too. We added the Mellotron in it, and I love playing that thing. It's so fun. So it was really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I would say can't wait to hear it, but I've only heard it a trillion times. But everybody listening should go listen. So a couple more questions here.
Mm-hmm.
So as an up and coming artist, singer, songwriter, what does the ultimate adventure look like to you? Like, best case scenario, what sold out festival venue are you playing? Who else is on the bill? What does your show writer look like?
Ooh, there's a lot of great questions right there. I mean, kind of two parts I'll answer, I guess. If I were to do like a festival, or just like something fun, I think either like, I don't know if this counts as a festival, but like Madison Square Garden is like a huge freaking milestone. And that's always been like, oh my gosh, that would be such a dream. But anything like Bonnaroo or like even Coachella or something like that, I think would be super fun. But I'm easy, like just doing like a West Coast, tour or festival. I think that would be really, really cool. As far as like being in the studio, like Abbey Road is definitely like on the bucket list. That's always been like, if I can do that, I can be like, I can retire now, which who knows, probably won't, but.
And what's on your show writer? You can get anything you want.
Oh my gosh. I've never thought about this, to be honest. I don't know, man.
This is how we manifest real
kombucha,
time. The booch.
pH waters. I don't fucking know. I would just say like just a cool spot. Just a cool spot to chill out before and after. Maybe some incense to burn or candles. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But for who is on the bill, I don't know, dude. Maybe like Phoebe Bridgers or something like that. Broken Bells would be sick, something like that. But that's really dreaming. But
that's what we're trying to do here.
But yeah.
Okay. Final question.
Mm-hmm.
If you could put something on a billboard for everyone to see, what would you put? Not like an advertisement, but just something that like
just like a message.
Like a message you're trying to send. What would you put?
Damn, you're hitting me with all the heavy ones. I think I would say something like to the effect like you are enough, and just take it day by day, because there's a lot of people, more than we might realize, I think, that really do struggle with self-worth, and whether it's been ingrained from childhood or learned recently, there's a lot of people that I meet that have hit it really well. And I just think whenever I see something that says like you are enough or you are worthy, it just kind of, not always, but like sometimes I'm like, damn, I needed to see that today. So I think I would do something like that.
Very cool. Yeah. I like that. Why don't you tell the people where they can find you?
You can find me, if you want to listen to me, I'm basically on Spotify and Apple Music, and I think on YouTube. And you can find me at Stephanie Hatzinikolis. My last name is spelled Hatzinikolis. And I'm mostly on IG right now, but I'm going to try to be getting going on the TikToks. But My IG is at Hatzinikolis, again, Hatzinikolis.
Amazing. And for the show listeners, I'll put the links in the description, along with links to anything that Stephanie dropped, like The Artist's Way and anything else, maybe the Beatles song. Stephanie, thank you so much for being the inaugural guest of the Killah Cortez show.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you so much. We'll see you soon. Thank you
for having me. Appreciate this.
Thank you for listening to the inaugural episode of the Killah Cortez show. Thank you to Stephanie for graciously giving her time, and thank you for taking the time to listen. If you liked this episode and you'd like to support, you can follow me on all social platforms at Killah Cortez. You can follow me at Spotify at Killah Cortez, and we will see you soon.